Man, let's get it, y'all. It's another day, another opportunity. You already know. Let's make it count. Let's make it happen. Let's make your presence felt out here, man. Let's have a positive impact on somebody's day to day. Listen, it's your boy Quise, you already know, and this is another episode of Breaking Bread. And today, I have a special guest with me by the name of we calling her Mai. Her name is Micah. I don't want to mess that up, but we're gonna call her Mai. She has a lot of things going on. She does a lot of things. She's a woman of many works. She's very dope though. I think I only met her like once or twice. Yeah. But we're here. We're gonna break bread, and she got some things, that she want to talk about that we could discuss. So I'll let her introduce herself and let her, dive into what she here for.
Hi everyone. So my name is Micah, My Joy, whatever you want to call me. I am the owner operator of I Am On Purpose, and some things that we do, I focus on stretch and meditation and mental health and just the well-being as a person overall. I encourage people because that's just something that I feel like I need to do. I was placed on this earth to do. We are all here to do better. So I just want everybody to do better. I want everybody to be who you are on purpose.
That's dope. Like I said, woman of many works. So, first off, the whole meditation thing, that's something that I need to do more of. What made you get into that?
So I feel like my life in general has just been up and down. And something that kind of kept me grounded was dance, but also focusing on myself and meditation. Just taking a simple second to just breathe. You just feel so much better. Everything is just moving through your body. So that's really where it started from. And I wanted to just use my gift to give it to other people because everybody needs it. No matter how old you are, how young you are, everybody needs to meditate because it's so important. Right.
That's dope. Now, what about yoga? Is that does that come into play with that?
So yoga, something like that? So this is why I say stretch, because when people hear yoga, it's oh no, I can't do that. This is too hard for me, or what am I doing? So I call it stretch because anybody can stretch. I don't care how old you are, anybody can stretch. So I use stretch because it's more simple and it just incorporates everything. Not with yoga, it's you're moving your body, but with stretch, it's you're really just flowing. So.
Right, and that's funny because my dad, he was always in the physical fitness training, boxing training. And one thing he always preached to this day is stretching.
You have to.
Even now, because I do a lot of walking with the job I do, and I don't really stretch as much as I should. But
even a simple putting your hand behind your shoulder and stretch your body feels just so much better.
Yeah, and this another things I heard is the blood flows through your body better and all that good stuff. So that's dope.
Keeps you looking young, everything.
That's dope. And you talked about before you came here. You talked about mental illness.
Right.
Dive into that a little bit. What's your thing about that?
So, even just having family members who struggle with mental illness, it's hard because a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't get it. And it's actually Mental Health Awareness Month. So I need everybody to focus on yourself, to pay attention to yourself, and look out for other people in your family or who's not in your family, and just show them love because they are dealing with something so deep. And on the outside, a lot of people don't get it. They don't see, what people struggle when you have a mental illness. So I want to definitely focus on that because it's so important for us just to know so that we can help other people. If we say, we're helping our community, that's one way we can help our community because it's so many people within our community who are struggling from mental illnesses. And they are really not even aware. They just think, oh, maybe I'm crazy. So people with also therapy, people who think oh, if I go to a therapist, I'm crazy. No. Talking it out is good. And sometimes you can't go to your family members or you can't go to a friend and say I need help, or like this is what's going on, because you don't want them to think that you're crazy.
Right.
So having a therapist or having like a mentor that you can go and talk to, like, is super, super, super important.
Now, my thing with mental illness is, where does that be coming from? Is it do it just be like people? It be one thing happens.
Right.
I mean, numerous things happen. Are you born with it?
Right.
Like, what do you think about that?
That's like a loaded question, because I've been asked that before, and I don't really know, because I'm still up in the air with it as well, because just from my family alone, I know that it has been inherited. But then in some people was like, no, like mental illness can't be inherited. But I know for a fact that that's something that has to be inherited. I don't think that you can just get like a mental illness, like just going through life. I know that you can have depression, and like that's something different. You know what I mean? Because like you can suffer a car accident or something like that, or you lose a family member, like PTSD, you're in a war. But like a mental illness, I think that it's definitely hereditary. Like something like PTSD, yes, that can come upon in later years if you experience something traumatic. But for the most part, I think that it's hereditary, and we need to talk about it because it's serious, and I don't like not too many people know about it.
Is being bipolar a mental illness?
Being bipolar is a mental illness, and
some people kind of mistake me for being bipolar.
You can just be a Gemini, like, you know how I like just say, like, I know that you're not a Gemini, but just say like, you know, I'm a Gemini, and I have two split sides, like I'm two split personalities, like I'm one person this day, and then the next moment I'm a different person, like, you know what I mean? So it's like with bipolar, it's something like that. Like, it's not like you're kind of a split person, but it's more so like emotions.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're psychotic.
Right. I don't feel myself to be.
It's just your moods change, and like that's
it.
Super normal. That's super normal.
All right, because I don't want to think that I have a mental illness.
No. You have to talk through it first, though.
Sometimes I feel like mental illnesses or stress or depression, I feel like sometimes that can come from a lack of faith, a lack of mental strength,
loving yourself, knowing who you
are.
Those
kind of things, because I mean we've all faced, you know, things in our lives that have changed us, whether good or bad, or made us look at life different, or people different, or whatever the case is. But I think when you put certain things into perspective, and you take the time out to actually try to strengthen yourself and pick yourself up, opposed to falling into a deep depression hole or stuff like that, like people, you know, they use outlets like drinking, or you know,
smoking,
they get hooked on hard drugs and stuff like that. So it's like I kind of feel like people sometimes choose to do that. Like, they don't take the time to want to uplift themselves.
Exactly.
So sometimes I can get stuck in between the middle with the mental illness thing.
It happens.
Even with suicide, being suicidal, which I know is a very sensitive subject.
Yeah, very.
And it's like I kind of stay away from it, and because I'm like stuck in the middle sometimes, because I feel like sometimes people they don't take into value the fact that what they doing to themselves, the harm that they're causing themselves, is causing other people so much more harm that still have to live here and deal with that. You know what I mean? And it's like sometimes people do it and they're not mental, like they don't have mental illness.
Right.
Some people do it just simply because they know that they're about to face something. Like it might be jail time or something like that.
Yeah.
They might be about to face something and they don't want to face it, so they going off themselves. And it's like almost selfish.
And it's always an underlying, you know, reason behind it. Like, you know what I mean? Like they don't just go and like just off themselves. I feel like they already have these suicidal thoughts before they even, you know, actually go out and
they make it an option.
Right.
already. You know, they make it an option.
But the problem is they don't have anybody to talk to, and that's the thing,
Right.
you know. Because if
Right.
you say like
Right.
personal, even when I was going through some things and I was really low, I know that I have people to talk to, but I didn't want. I'm known as the strong one.
Right,
I've
right,
always been
right,
known as the
right,
strong one,
right.
and you have it like this, and oh, you're amazing, and oh, you're gonna do great things. But then behind closed doors, I was like, you know, actually hurting myself and dealing with my own things. But on the outside, I had to like smile and make it seem like, you know, that I was okay, because that was, you know, basically how I grew up. Like I was always known as the strong one, so I can't show that I'm weak.
Right,
And that's
right,
also
right.
an issue within our community, because people think I'm so strong, or
Oh,
I have
yeah.
to be so
Oh,
strong
yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
of this, and I have to carry this. But it's like, if you're not taking care of yourself, then you're hurting yourself. Every single day that you're not taking care of yourself, you're hurting yourself. If you're not being real with yourself, you're hurting yourself. So
Right.
I think people just need to really just be real with themselves. Like point blank period, just be real. If you're having an issue, you need to go talk to somebody, because you can't do it on your own. And I also had to realize that too. I thought that I could do everything on my own, even with my business. And it's like, nothing's going to get done if you feel like I can do it on my own.
Right,
It's not going to work, and you're going to constantly drag yourself down, like in a process.
Absolutely. And it's funny because, you know, with the videos I do every day and the content that I produce, you know, people, like somebody even asked me, how do I stay so positive all the time? And it's like,
Me too.
I mean, you gotta, and I was like, it's just a mindset.
You had
man.
to.
It's just a mindset, because I'm not perfect.
Right.
I'm not, you know, just up here happy in a
Yeah.
good mood all the time. That's not the case. But
You have a bigger purpose.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And when things come my way, I just have to think about it and look at it for what it is.
Exactly.
And try to look at the bright side of it, and that's it. You know what I mean? You really can't harp on things that have already happened,
Right.
things that are going to happen,
Right.
things that are already happening. Like you can't harp on that kind of stuff. So it's no sense in, you know, walking around moping, stressing, taking it out on other people, because that's where a lot of harm comes from. Like the phrase they say, hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
But and it's kind of true, because a lot of the times when people are walking around angry with an attitude, or you know, they drive and they got road rage today and all of that, it's simply because they going through something back in their life, whether it's at home or at work or whatever the case is. So it's like you said, you got to be real with yourself.
Yeah,
though.
you have to.
You got to be real with yourself. So that's huge.
Yeah.
Now, with all that, like you said, we all here for a reason. We all have a purpose, and the thing that your brand is. I am on purpose. So, tell us more about that.
So, first, I am on purpose. How it began, literally on December 28th. I got on. Listen, I got on to Neo's call, and I'm like, I gotta make a change. Like, something has to happen. I cannot keep living my life like this. I cannot. I just can't. Like, you know, like I said, I was always known as the strong one. So
Right.
I'm like, I feel like I'm not doing enough. Like, yes, I graduated. Yes, I went to school, but like, I feel like I'm not doing enough. So I'm like, all right, joining this call, and he was saying everything to like make it be like, sis, come on, like just do it.
Right.
I purchased the program. What was it? I think it was New Year's Day or New Year's Eve or something, like when we met at the Circle of Greatness.
Okay, yeah.
And that was just so dope. And then we had to get up and introduce ourselves, and Ronway told me about myself. He was like, you know, like, well, why not just start now? And I'm like, well, why not just start now? So I went home and I thought about it, and I Am on Purpose was really birthed because I know that I was put here for a special purpose. Like, hands down, I know that what I'm here for is so much bigger than me. So I started stretching, and like I've been a dancer like my entire life, but stretch to me was something to just get back into when I felt like I was just overwhelmed or stressed out, because like with my job as a social worker, stressed out. So stretching is something to just be like, Like, it's okay, just calm down, have a glass of wine, and just relax. So that's how Relax, Stretch, and Sip came upon, which is a program that I have. And it just kind of took off from there. And I just, I wanted worldwide. And I also do like morning inspiration. So like also what Quise does. Like I'll wake up and like I'll just, even if I'm feeling like crappy, at the end of the day, I don't care how I feel. It's much bigger than me. So I have to encourage other people. And then in turn, it makes me feel better by me encouraging other people. Like when you speak things into existence, like I am on purpose. Like I am, an entrepreneur and I am blessed. Like when you speak those things every single day and put action behind it, like, you good.
Yeah,
you set. Like, you know what I mean? Because you're constantly reaffirming, like, this is what I'm going to do. This is who I am. This is what I'm bringing into my life. So that's really just where I am on purpose started. And it's going to be so much bigger. Like, we're going to be worldwide. Like, I am on purpose is definitely going to be worldwide because everybody needs to be touched by it.
I love it. And it's crazy because it's like, it's exactly what, what Team Ghostly is about, and making your presence felt, man. And just everybody's got a purpose here. Everybody here for a reason.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You got something to offer out here. I was speaking at Woodbury Junior High, Senior High School, just this week, and this young lady, I asked her. I said, I asked everybody around the class. I said, What is it that you do? Or what is it that you feel like you can do or plan to do to make your presence felt out here? And she said nothing. I said you don't feel like there's nothing you can do?
Right.
So she's like, no. I said, well, you play that instrument that you talked about earlier. She said, yeah, but don't nobody care about that. Who cares about that? Wow. And I said, and I instantly got right with her, and I let her know, like, that's totally false.
Mindset.
You know what I mean? That's totally false, and I let her know how, like, anybody, like a cameraman, you know what I mean? A cameraman is not doing nothing but sitting there with a camera, taking pictures or recording video. You know how important they are to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know how much they mean to people. Whether they're doing videos or something like this or weddings or whatever. Like there's moments and memories. Exactly. There's moments, memories to be captured. There's music to be created to get people through this, to get people up. That's another thing I talked about. It's different songs, different artists for different moods that you're in. So everybody has something for somebody out here. Yeah. So, like being on purpose is exactly what we talking about. So that's awesome. And how long you said that's been? How long you been running that for?
So since December 28th, 2018.
18. Okay.
So literally like a couple months, but it's literally it was a dream of mine to even like begin before I even knew like that I was going to have a business like this. I knew that purpose always was a word that stuck out to me. So I knew that I had to do something, whether it be, social work as a job, but then going out to the community or me going into the schools. I worked at a school before. So it's like, and I had my own mentoring program before, mentoring with a twist. So it's like, I knew that I needed to be around people. Okay. And I needed to touch, especially teens' lives, because it was so much that I've been through. And no, my life isn't perfect, and I will never, ever, 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 ever try to be perfect. You know what I mean? But it's like, you don't learn from a perfect person. Like I don't want to learn from a perfect person. Like if your life is just perfect, I don't want to learn from you. You know what I mean? I want to learn from somebody who has been through something, who has something to teach me. And like, that's what I want to be to like the youth. Because we need it. Like, so when you're posting your inspiration, and when you're talking about real life issues, like we need that, and it especially in our schools, and that's why I'm going into schools and I'm sitting down with the right people and I'm touching our youth, because they need to hear it. Like it starts at home, and that's another issue. That's another topic. Right. But if we can touch reach them while they are in school, that's also an important part, because that's 8 hours out of a day. You know what I mean? So.
And also, and definitely, it's important who who they're looking at. You know what I mean? That's very important. The people that they're looking at that are sending them the messages to, be better and have a better mindset towards things and to do stuff is very important. Now, one thing. Now you must have some type of strong feeling, thought about this or something since you brought it up. I don't know if you've been through it, but I've recently been through it like twice. But you said something about dealing with like when you get pulled over by the cops. Yeah. Now that's interesting because that's another thing. Like some people are in the right, some people be in the wrong. Yeah. Now you said something about knowing knowing your rights
when you get pulled
over and stuff like that. So what's up with that? Why was that something that you brought up?
Because it bothers me when I'm driving on the highway and I see an African American get pulled over and then you get out like he's standing outside of your car. Because when you standing outside of your car, you know that 9 times out of 10 either you don't have your license or they found something in your car or you was smoking in your car, like just different things like that. And it's like, bruh, for one, you shouldn't be driving and smoking in your car. Like, I mean, like, we human. People do it. Like, okay, cool. Like, whatever.
But if you get pulled, I mean, you know
what's going to happen. Yeah. Like, you know what's going to happen. So instead of you saying, like, if the cop pull you over, and he's like, I smell, blah, blah, blah. And, okay, yes, officer, like, yeah, just say yes. Like, no, man, like that attitude, that's automatic. They already don't like you. You know what I mean? Like, so the simple fact that you act that way towards them, that just makes their job like more fun. Like, oh yeah, like now we get to do whatever because 9 times out of 10 you don't know your rights. Now, yes, if they pull you over and they smell something in the car, yes, you have to get out. Yes, but no other times do you have to get out of their vehicle if they don't have a cause, then you do not have to get out of their vehicle. But when you do get pulled over, yes, cut your car off, put your hands on the steering wheel, and already have your stuff sitting out. You shouldn't be fiddling, like you shouldn't be doing that. Don't give them a reason to think anything.
Now let me pause you right there. Let me ask you this, because like I said, I had never been through, being pulled over by the cops and dealing with some of the stuff that happens.
Right.
That has happened lately or whatever. Now you said you don't have to step out of the car unless they have a cause
like
and all of that kind of stuff. But what about when they put the cause on? When they put the cause there themselves, in the sense like it's it's no cause, they know it's no cause.
Right.
But they're making it a cause.
Right.
Like,
and
you know what I mean? Like to where as though nothing is wrong. You've done nothing wrong. And now you start to feel like, okay, now what's happening to me? Yeah. Now you start to give them that attitude and start to react. Because
it happens.
You start to talk smart to them because it's like, man, now I think you just like the rest of them.
Yeah, you try.
Because it's nothing. I'm not doing anything wrong. You know what I mean? So then what?
In that instance.
Yeah.
In my human brain, I'm flipping out. I'm snapping, but in reality, no matter, and this is what we have to work on. Like, no, it's not going to happen overnight, but something that we have to work on is just cooperating. Though we don't want to, and yes, we know, like, we're not saying, in a case where we have something in the car that we're not supposed to have in the car. It's in a case where you legit did nothing wrong.
Right.
And in that case, you just have to cooperate. As much as it's like, you don't want to because you feel like you're being picked on, literally, because of your race, but whatever.
Right.
Just cooperate. Like, the human in me really wants to be like, no, but what we have to get out of that mindset.
Yeah.
We have to just cooperate.
Cause it's tough. Don't get me wrong. It's tough. It's tough, definitely. Cause and it's crazy. Cause when it happened with me and a friend, it was the day after my birthday, and we were in a Uber. Right. And we were on our way to like a party bus or whatever. And we're trying to, we in the Uber trying to get somewhere by a certain time. So the cop pulling us over and making it a whole thing.
And it, right.
Kind of had me
you was already hurt.
We trying to hurry up and get somewhere. It's my birthday.
Right.
We not doing nothing, and we in the Uber, and and the whole time he's not even worried about the Uber driver. He's not really.
Who's in the back.
Yeah, he's dealing with who's in the back. The Uber driver's actually in the front, kind of like scared because he's like, I got a ticket yesterday, so he might have been like an Indian guy or whatever. Yeah. So, he's like, I just got a ticket yesterday. He's a little shaken up. Like, he don't want to get in trouble.
Right.
Not understanding or realizing that these
so
two cops are really not even worried about you right now. Like, they're really just dealing with us in the back.
Yeah.
And it was tough. Don't get me wrong. And I kind of got into my ways into a point where I didn't say anything. One of the cops was it was a female cop. She wanted to start asking me questions. Yeah. And I didn't say anything.
Right.
I just shut my mouth.
Yeah.
Completely because my mama said if you don't have nothing nice to
don't say it at all.
Yep. And that was that. And I was just trying to hurry up and go about the rest of the night. So, but that's a tough predicament to be in.
It's very, very tough. Like I had a friend who was actually pulled over by the police maybe I think it was last year at this point. I think it was last year. And so I believe it was a bank that was just robbed and his car, and he fit the description. He was pulled over, yanked out of the car, put in, the back of the police car. And it's he was scared out of his mind. And at that moment, he really he didn't have time to really react. He had to cooperate at that point. And it's that's very scary, literally being pulled out of your car, being accused of robbing a bank, and you literally had nothing to do with that. Only because of your skin color. So you're being profiled. So it's we just really have the policemen and our people need to have a better connection. When we see police, if a policeman behind me, I know I'm clean as day. You know what I mean?
Right,
but it's
right.
just that fear of having a policeman right behind you. It's annoying. Yeah. It's annoying to even think okay, I can't even do 37 miles per hour because they just might pull me over. You know what I mean? So it's that connection, that relationship it just has to be repaired. If we, to even go further to break that stigma, it has to happen.
I agree.
So in closing, I just want to say that no matter what situation you're in right now, whatever you're facing, whatever you're praying for, just keep going, just keep pushing every day. Just remind yourself how powerful you are, how beautiful you are, how handsome you are, that you are a king, that you are a queen, that you have a purpose in life. Stick to your affirmations. Make sure you write them all over your house, post them, have them on your cell phone. Just as much as you tweet, just as much as you get on Instagram and Facebook, you need to be looking at your affirmations and you need to be putting actions behind it. It is not enough just to say, I am a billionaire, and then you don't do anything. Just like you can have that negative thought, you can have that positive thought. We have to change our mindsets. We have to get it together. You are whatever you want to be on purpose. Please don't forget that.
I appreciate the words. I appreciate the words. Listen, like I said again, we, obviously like minds, you know what I mean? Both our movements, both our brands are like mine, so I love it. I appreciate you first and foremost for coming to break bread with me. You know what I mean? Dropping some jewels, dropping some gems, letting people, know how you feel about some things out here, some real life issues, some stuff that we deal with every day, that people, that they really don't talk about every day, but it needs to be heard, it needs to be talked about. And that's why we're here, and that's why I'm here to break bread. So I appreciate you for coming on. You can be followed on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is, my personal page is myjoy, MYEJOY__. My business page is I Am On Purpose.
And that's that, man. Once again, that's another episode of Breaking Bread. Y'all get out of here.